fanboying all over the place.
Good morning and welcome to another Kerfuffle webinar. I'm delighted to have with me today Mr. Tumble, Matt Sprift. I was going to say Matt Sprift.
Now,
oh, okay, that's better. Matt and Amy from Sprift. How the devil are you?
Oh, fabulous.
Very well, thank you. I've got my spotty bag with me today.
I was gonna say it's a bit early for a Deliveroo shift, isn't it?
Christmas is coming.
Exactly. Amy, thank you very much for joining us. I know you're obviously you've only just got back from holiday, so we'll let you get back to your inbox in a minute. But as I said, look, this is our Ring Around series just to congratulate everybody on those people that were nominated in the top 40 at EA Masters, obviously of which you guys were, and especially as well, you actually got into the top 10 for marketing, I think it was, wasn't it, in terms of there? So congratulations first and foremost on that. You've actually, I mean, everywhere I go, in fact, every other webinar, Matt, it seems to be me and you on it. New partnership, new enhancement. Which of the enhancements you feel proudest about that you were recognised for, in particular at EA Masters?
For me, I think the biggest thing that we've had feedback on, and yes, what was most talked about at EA Masters was our key facts for buyers. So 2 weeks into lockdown, and lots of conversation with agents about how do they keep that conversation going. We had it up our sleeve. It was about to launch anyway, and so it gave that a big push. And that's kind of exactly what happened. It was agents said, look, this at a time when we don't want to come across too salesy. Being able to talk about, oh look, if we're going to sell your property, here's all the information we'd be showing buyers about your property. So we can get buyers, a lot more committed, a lot more interested, and a lot more knowledgeable about your property before then we look to arrange a physical viewing as and when we can do those again, and as a perfect accompaniment to virtual viewings, worked really well. So that was the bit that it just felt it really kind of met the needs of the industry at the time, and it sort of really resonated. So yeah. That's.
I was going to say that seems to be a big part of your success at the moment. You know, sometimes products can be a little bit ahead of the game, but you've got a product that before it's widely accepted. But you seem to have a product that is really, really being welcomed and needed by people at the moment. Amy, you're out there you're not like me and Matt who chin stroke and pontificate in our ivory towers. You're out there doing all the work. Is that the feedback you get when you show this? Obviously, as an ex-agent, you would be able to identify that yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was great timing. I think the agents had been, I think because they'd had it in the sort of the market appraisal report side of things, and they'd had all that data, it was just a very obvious next step for us. I think agents now want to be more transparent and upfront with people as well. I think there is a call for, hey, look, we want to be seen in our local communities as the go-to kind of agent of choice. And I think the buyer's report, not only is it just super impressive to be able to have that to give to buyers, it did turn into a huge instruction winning tool for agents as well. We had so many agents that lined up listings, when they came out of lockdown and could go back to work, that they'd lined it up because of the buyer's report, and they'd been showing it to the potential sellers. And I think, it's amazing that, we have this buyer's report and can be, more open with buyers before they even view a property. But actually, how it was really used by agents to win business with a bit of prospecting, a bit of touting, impressing, potential clients, doing a bit of a data cleanse as well, which I know some of them are starting to do again in this second lockdown. They're going back through their databases, using the reports to impress previous clients and re-engage with a lot of their clients as well. And I think actually when valuation numbers are starting to slow a little bit during lockdown, which we're hearing as well, it's a brilliant accompaniment, and especially for a virtual valuation as well. I mean, it is all about the buyer, but actually it's about impressing the potential clients as well. And I think with the agent, when they show these buyers reports, then it just sort of builds a trust relationship with that seller, that actually you as an agent do go that extra mile. You are upfront, you're a bit more trustworthy with providing information to the buyers before they even physically view the property, and it just builds that trust relationship, which is.
And it helps you stand out from the crowd, doesn't it? You know, Seth Godin was there, Purple Cow, all about being different. If you're just going out there with one of the portal's best price guides, you know, there's very little differentiation, not very little quality on there. You know, why I fell in love with Sprift from day one was that extra level you go to, that things like your yield information and everything else, that you're really empowering people with just that hyper local data that obviously fascinates people. You know, obviously when they're in that mode, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's about them and their house, and I think that's a lot of feedback we get is, you know, agents have a lot of sort of market data, but actually what I love about Sprift is it's about that house, it's about that seller, that seller's move, their house, their immediate local area, you know, the local schools and the transport links that are related to their house, and I think that's what is brilliant about it. It's just a lot more relatable than just graphs and stats, like a price guide.
It's not just stats for the sake of stats, is it? I mean, you see too many people fall into that, but it is genuinely information that is relevant and usable and important to the people who are looking at it.
Absolutely.
Look, but you weren't. Obviously, I'm greedy by definition, despite my fantastic now lockdown wasting away look.
And it's your hair tie, though. You need like a little hair tie, kind of.
You know, I actually, for the first time ever, Amy, I had it tied in a man bun yesterday. I haven't been with a bit of. It's got to be only with an elastic band. I look like a fat sumo wrestler, but anyway, we're waiting. That'll be the first event when we get back there. I'll do that. But no. So, as I said, I was greedy for more, and it wasn't just a buyer's report. You obviously launched the lettings intelligence side of things as well. So, obviously, market intelligence and prospecting and things like that. Sales has actually not been too badly served on that side of things, but lettings has always been searching for that holy grail, hasn't it, in terms of this area? Do you feel like you're getting towards that with your innovations in that area?
Matt, do you want to go?
Yeah, I think so. Sprift isn't new. Sprift's actually been around for well. In fact, we first took a product out to agents January 17, and from that first day of showing, the first agent that wasn't sort of a friend, completely somebody very independent from what we were doing. We've listened, and the platform is today what it is because of feedback from agents saying, "Oh, can you get us that for the day? Can you get us this? Can you get us that?" And so the lettings piece was just a natural evolution of that. And as we go into next year, what we've got coming out next year is further evolutions of just listening to what the agents are saying. This is what we need. This is the data we need access to, either to help the transaction or save us time, or ultimately both. And so the difficulty with the lettings piece is some of the data was. It was more difficult to get our hands on. But as we were getting up to a point where, in fact, when you and I first spoke, probably in 2018, Simon, you were talking about this kind of sort of magical, almost 80%. If your kind of data sets aren't 80% complete, then is it worth kind of rolling with that? So so as we found that we were unearthing more, or because we knew that, and we knew that, therefore we now knew this kind of the bit in the middle, it enabled us to get a complete data set together, or get certainly to be able to tick a lot of the boxes of what letting agents were asking us for, what they wanted from a lettings platform. And because we were in sales offices that had a lettings department or had a separate lettings branches that had seen Sprift, in fact, letting agents were already kind of using the existing platform, but now there's one very much tailored for them, and like where the main Sprift produces a buyer and a seller report, lettings intelligence produces a tenant and landlord report. So it can help better inform tenants, but also it becomes a great prospecting tool for agents looking to convert more landlords over to them.
Yeah. And first of all, fantastic there, just doing the bit of teasing. There's some amazing stuff coming out next year. I like all that. You're playing some intrigue there. Secondly, though, I think that point about you just made there about once you get different data lakes, different data sets, that starts to give you opportunities and give you access and create absolutely new bits of information as well. And clearly, that's only going to increase, isn't it? As you keep going down, layering more and more data over the top of the core property information.
Yeah, I mean, there's two main sides to what Sprift is doing, if you like, with its technology. There's obviously the taking data and making it usable, so agents access our dashboard, and there's one of those for every property in the UK, and then instantly get the data they want, and then that generates reports that they can share with their customer, their client. On the other side, there is the big data piece of what we're doing, and property data. Anybody that works in the property industry knows that the core, the raw data is A, spread over many disparate stakeholders, and B, it's a right old mess. And so we're 4.5 years into cleaning it up. We've come a long way. Keep talking about that, but we've still got there's still a lot more to do and a lot more that we want to tackle. But yeah, that's a big part of what we do is making sure that the underlying data is as rich as possible, it's as accurate as possible, and that I'm looking at that property. That is everything that I need to know about that property there in one snapshot.
Got you. Well, you've got a lot of fans obviously here. So on the site, we've got a review there from Steve from IntelliQuick Lettings. Recently posted, fantastic. Can't fault the product or their customer service. It's an amazing a tool that's been very useful to us. Roy's just jumped up. Hi, Roy. How are you? Awesome.
Roy. Hi, Roy.
A lot of love in the room for everybody here. And Sharon here is just saying, started using Sprift. Haven't used the key facts for buyers report yet. Definitely not using it to its best just now. Sharon, come on, that's as much you as these guys. Drop the guy though. I know they're fantastic on the account management, and they'll tell you and give you a hand in telling you how to get the best out of the platform. But you're right, it's not a case of just logging in. You've got to use it actively and listen to these guys. How best do you do that? That's always my advice. Guys, let me just show as well, and it's great to hear. Obviously, great to hear all the progress and everything else. As I encourage everybody to do, though, go to your landing page on the Kerfuffle website. Proudly sporting as featured in the EAMR 40. You'll notice there only a very select group get that at the moment. You can look at the absolutely stellar reviews there, 4.8. Go and read those reviews, learn what you're saying about it, and of course. With most of these companies as well, we've got lovely exclusive deals there. So, reach out to Amy or Matt. Well, let's be honest. Reach out to Amy. Matt's going to be looking in the mirror, putting on his latest outfit. You're a Kerfuffle member there, and as we said, got the deals and everything else. But for the time being, guys, absolutely fantastic. Amy, we'll let you get back to your holiday. Matt, we'll let you get back to whatever you're doing.
Thank you, Simon.
Take care, guys. See you soon.